Hey, everyone.
Hi, Carolyn.
Hi. Look at James, front and center.
Finally figured it out, Carolyn.
That's okay. I'm glad you did. How's everyone doing?
We're doing good. Carolyn, Wendy's not going to be here, so I'm going to take notes today.
Oh, perfect.
And as far as roll call goes, everybody's present except Wendy, so we're good to go.
Okay, perfect.
Cindy's on. Can you hear me?
I can hear you, Cindy.
Perfect. Thank you.
Okay, I'm just going to get to my folder here. Okay. Okay, so what you guys should be able to see my agenda, right? Or see the agenda?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. Okay, so roll call, and Lisa confirmed that roll call is done. Thank you for that. We're gonna look at the budget. Just bear with me a second here. Let's look at fund number 10. Okay, so what we have, a balance that we have in there right now is $8,600. Okay, and that's because with the Light to Square, the down payment of 14.5 had to be paid, so I sent that. So so that took us down a little bit. Oh, wait a minute. Yeah. Yes, so it's 86.75. Okay. And then if we go to our Fund 12, how do I get rid of, never mind, here we go. If we go to the Fund 12, we have the 28.9 in that account yet. Okay, so what I did is I asked that it be taken out of our budget, the city budget first. So, because we want to use that up first, right? And then leave the money in the donation fund, which is 28. So now I have the invoice ready to go over to Martin Law, and then they're going to write a check for the event itself and get that back. So then, and I'll have it go into this account number 12. So then we will see another 28.9 go into this account by the first of the year. Okay, makes sense. Cool. Okay, so let me get rid of this. I'm just going to minimize just in case you guys have questions. Okay, so back to the agenda. Okay, so that's the treasurer's report. Item 3 is approval of the September 10, 2020 minutes. So did everyone have a chance to look over the minutes? Are there any questions regarding the minutes at all?
That should refer to October minutes, right?
Oh yeah, it should. It should be October minutes.
Well, in the October minutes, if they could correct the spelling of my name, I would appreciate it.
Okay,
The move to adjourn.
this one here, is that Patty?
That's
Who
me.
saw? Yeah, okay. Okay, so we'll get Wendy to update that. So Patty, what is it? Just so I make sure.
Hansen, and I prefer not to have a Y and have an I instead.
Okay. You prefer to have a Y and not an I?
No Y, need an I.
Oh, I.
It's a serious business now, people.
Patty wants the grown up version.
Don't make me be Patricia, okay?
Okay. Does that look right, Patty? Are you good with that?
So I'm forgetting the space bar again. I'm trying to scroll down and see.
Okay. I have the agenda up, so the meeting minutes, so I put it there.
In the move to adjourn is where it's spelled wrong.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Oh, and it's SEN, right?
Yes, please.
Okay. Sorry about that. So we get that fixed. So if you guys are reading the minutes and you come across any mistakes, shoot Wendy a email and let her know. Okay. This way she knows that you guys are looking at that and there's some corrections. So I made some corrections for her as well. And I'll send this to her. Okay. Any other questions about anything? Okay. Okay, and this should be October and not September minutes, okay? Okay, cool. We're gonna move on to item 4, which is a trick or treat update. I thought it went well. I personally didn't hear any complaints about anything. There were not a lot of kids out, or at least not in my neighborhood. But for the most parts, there were a handful of kids that came through. There was one complaint that Dan got with the pandemic, you know, the cases going up, questioning why we were having that event. But again, if you did not want to participate, then you did not have to participate. So feedback from you guys on anything? Did you hear any stories or anything?
I have heard the opposite from a person that I know saying that all the scare tactics worked and there were hardly any kids.
Yeah.
This is a grown woman in her 60s, so.
Okay.
Yeah, same in our neighborhood. We had just a few kids coming around, and the people who did put out candy just left it out on the porch, so they weren't coming to the door.
Okay. Okay. We actually had a bonfire. Our family came over. We kind of sat around outside and we put out a 6-foot table and we just put candy at the end of the table and people came up and they took, you know, one piece. We had a variety. They took one piece and said thank you and moved on. So, and they stayed away from each other. So they were pretty cautious about coming up, gathering together. So it worked out pretty well. So I'm glad we went forward with it. So, sorry guys, Dana's asking me a question. Okay, so if there's no other comment on that, then we'll move on to item 5, which is Light the Square. So we're gonna do an update on that. Kyle, I don't know if you have anything you want to start off with on that event. Do you have anything to share?
Yeah, I talked to Zach earlier just to kind of see where we were at as an update. They plan on doing the light setup starting Monday. So I know we had initially talked about possibly like Tuesday, or I don't remember the exact day of doing the walkthrough.
The 18th, I think it was.
Yeah, I believe it was the 18th and Monday is the 16th. So let's go ahead and continue with the 18th. As 5 p.m. potentially work for everybody's schedule, at least in this meeting of the board?
I'm fine with it. So it's definitely optional if you guys want to come over. And I don't know, what are we actually seeing the lights up, or
Yeah.
Okay.
So if
it's supposed to be a test, right?
yeah, we're gonna have this. I'm gonna email the city and everybody that was on that one board meeting that, or not board meeting, that was on the city meeting, the city engineer, there was
Yeah.
some electricians. We all want to make sure if they blow any fuses or anything like that, we do it, you know, in the trial run. So that's the plan, is to do a test run just before sunset so that we don't really let the lights up, but yet we can make sure there's any troubleshooting and kind of walk through and see what the preview is going to look like.
Okay.
I'm sorry, Kyle, just for the notes, can you repeat that? So the lights will start to be installed on Monday, the 16th, correct?
Yes, light installation will begin on the 16th of Monday. The walkthrough will be Wednesday, the 18th at 5 p.m.
Okay. Thank you, I'm sorry.
No worries.
No, you're fine. Okay, cool. So then if anyone wants to head over there Wednesday, the 18th around 5 o'clock and just see the test run, you're more than welcome to do that, okay?
I will confirm that time once I hear back from Zach. He said he was pretty sure 5 was going to work. And then, like I said, I'm also going to email everybody at the city.
Yeah, okay, sounds good.
Thanks for setting that up. That's going to be awesome to see before everyone else kind of sees it.
Agreed.
Okay. Okay, so I have some things in line with that. So let me go to sorry, you guys here. I'm just trying to figure out where do I want to start. Okay, so let me start with Savage. So I've been talking to Savage, and they've started working on, well, they pretty much had it ready, and then I added a little bit, because what I reached out to Cubanitas to ask if they would be interested in doing the hot chocolate for us that night. And they're very happy, excited to do that. I thought we could probably take care of the funds for the hot chocolate. And then that way we can use that as a way to help promote Martin Law Office as well. So they would have cups, and the sleeves would have Martin Law Office's logo on it. Okay, would like the square and everything. So they're happy to do that. They also have their own special drink special of the month. So this would kind of help bring customers into their building too. So they wanted to do more. They were going to set up a tent and everything outside and do this, but because we're not drawing a crowd of people, I told them, I said, if they just, not do that and set it up on their own, because we would have to get an extension, block off the roads and everything. So, so they were okay with that. And what they're going to do, I don't know if you've been in Cubanitas, that back area where that back door is going north, they're talking about using that area there so that they can redirect the traffic to come back there for the hot chocolate. So, okay. So, yeah. Okay. So anyway, so let's go through what Savage pulled through. So this here is what the banner would look like. Okay. So it's an 8 by 4 foot banner. We would have right now a total of 6 of these throughout the city. There are actually 8 spots around the city that this banner can go up at. I'm going to be getting the list tomorrow from DPW, actually of where those locations are actually at, so we can see. So I can see, you know, what I don't want is to put a banner up where no one sees it. So, you know, so if it means it comes down to 6 banners versus 8, then we'll do that, because then we save on some of the costs. And keep in mind too that what Martin Law Office is paying, they're paying for that bill that's going to go to Traditions. So doing the banners and things, that's going to come out of Celebrations budget. Okay, which I think is personally, I think it's minimal for it's not 28,000 plus all of this that we have to do, right? So so yeah, so here's the banners, and then this will go, I know it's just, this is the one that goes outside of City Hall in Drexel Town Square, and then we can have one in back by Zoom on the corner there. So those folks who are driving north, coming up behind the library would see it. Okay. Here, this is a poster. So we're gonna have a poster printed, some posters printed, and then we can hang those up around the city, kind of hit the restaurants in the area, kind of hit some businesses outside the area, some of the grocery stores and things like that. So we'll have some posters made. I'll have to let you guys know about how many of these we will have. So I may need some help kind of hitting some of those businesses to ask if they could just put this poster up. Okay. This here is a postcard. Okay. So it's just this postcard that we'll have printed up, and then we can hand out to friends and family. We can take them to work and things like that. Okay.
Can I ask how many postcards we're doing?
Probably around 300 to start off with.
Okay.
So, okay. And what happened is, so this was pretty much ready to go. And then what I wanted to put in here to stop into Cubanitas for a free cup of hot chocolate. Okay. And it's going to be December 2nd only. Okay. Because what I don't want, because we're not going to be around, we're not going to be doing anything. I don't want you guys or anyone to have to run over to Cubanitas because, you know, they're out of supplies or whatever. So
How soon are we getting these?
hopefully next week, Kyle.
Okay, because we're
So,
on the time crunch of 3 weeks.
yes, we are, aren't we?
Oh, I know you said that, you know,
I know.
start out with, I think we should just go ahead and print 300 and assume that's all we're going to print, because there's no way we're going to get, you know, any in the following week.
Yeah, so as long as we're, now keep in mind, this is up all month of December, right? So these postcards can be, and we're not doing any activities. So these postcards can be handed out through, you know, even past the 2nd. But what we do want to do is we want to get this banner and things up around the city so that people can see that on the 2nd is when it starts and things like that. And typically, the rule of thumb is 2 weeks, because if you do it too much, then people forget it, ignore it. You know, but the 2 weeks is supposed to be the perfect time for people to see it and remember it, see it again, remember it, see it again, remember it, and then the day it's there. So
When will the ad go out on Facebook?
as soon, they're working on that. So as soon as I have all of this information ready, and with Cubanitas, So my goal is to have that up by next week, Wednesday. Okay. Okay. And then these are just some items that they always come up with, like hats. I know you guys have probably seen tourism with the mugs and like Winterfest mugs and caps and things like that. There's like the square on here. I asked if the emblem in the back could be Martin Law office. We can put that on there, or celebrations or something. So they're looking to do that. Okay. Here, again, is like the square, and then looking for a logo on here. I didn't ask about this coaster here at all, but the hot chocolate would go in these cups, right? So, because if you look at it, it's kind of, I mean, it says Drexel Town Square, but it would be nice to have, you know, at least our logo on here, or Martin Law office, to kind of help promote them. Okay. Any questions on any of this so far? So
One
go ahead.
thought. So we're saying, and I guess I never even thought about that, because we're doing the initial lighting at 5:30 on December 2nd, and then all the way until December 31st, every night at 5:30 is when they'll flip the switch and light the lights up. Is that
Correct.
the plan is? Okay. Just wanted to
Correct.
understand that correctly. That's fine.
Yeah. Correct.
Okay.
Yeah. So, okay. Any questions about this? Any comments?
Very much looking forward to this. And Kyle, you did a great job. Everybody else too, but it's a big deal for Kyle.
Yeah.
Were we still thinking of like getting light up necklaces or wands or something when we had talked about, like, so everyone else could have something to light up the square? Also, are we doing that, or are we just going to go light up the square with the lights?
Well, so the necklaces and things were for citizens as they were out there,
Yeah.
and we would give to them, but we're not doing a gathering
Okay.
because of COVID. The numbers are going
Correct.
up,
Okay.
so we won't be doing that. However, I did send you guys an email asking you about the stockings.
Mhm.
So there would be an opportunity to put the lighting things in there. We can buy those and stuff the stockings with stuff, and hand those out. So, but I want everyone participating, because I don't know how many cars would come through. We could definitely do while supplies last, quantities last. But getting everything stocked and everything, we need your help, and then out there kind of handing it out. So did you guys get a chance to look at that? I mean, are you yes or no on it?
I think it looks real good.
I'm talking about the stockings for the kids now. Because in the past we've done stockings, right, and handed out the stockings for the kids. This way, this would just be a drive-through or drive-through. I was thinking we would block off the street in front of, or we would not block off, but set up the street in front of City Hall, and use that for cars driving through.
What's the timing you're thinking on that? What?
5:30 to 7, December 2nd only.
5:30 to 7, just December 2nd only.
Yes.
The idea is, well, when you're talking about blocking it off, because remember how Zach kind of designed this, where you would be coming in from Drexel into the square. That's where the lighting would be.
Mm-hmm.
So the idea was coming in the square from that direction. So if you were to do something, that would be nice, because it'd be kind of like a drive-through light show, and then they curve around to City Hall, maybe to the right by Valentine's. Is that kind of what you're picturing as we hand out through that way?
Well, I wasn't picturing trying to block the traffic really in that area. especially because there is a bus that comes right across like the street in front of Cubanitas, those restaurants. So that's why I chose the back side, because it would be easier to get the traffic in and then, distribute the stockings. And then this way they're also driving around the square as well.
So the south side of City Hall or the north side of City Hall?
The north side, City Hall, the front.
Okay, in front of them?
Well, I
Okay.
guess that's the side.
Yeah,
well,
well,
the
the front of
parking-
it, yeah, the front.
parking
front half
lot-
of it.
Yeah, the parking lot, to me is the back end of City Hall. So I'm just
Yeah.
assuming the side is the front.
Okay.
So,
I don't know. I have to express some concern there. I just feel, first of all, with the stockings, are they going to be pre-put together or do we need to gather to put them together?
yeah, we would have to put them together.
And then are we looking at just pushback from the community with the rise in COVID cases? I think that if we were going to eliminate something, I would eliminate this because I think it's just asking for trouble.
Okay, now keep in mind, people are not getting out of their cars either. But I understand what you're saying, and this is the feedback I need. So just keep in mind, people are not getting out of their cars. It would be us handing them the stockings into their car. So
And you don't think anybody's going to get out of their car and walk over to us? Soon as they know that something's being handed out, there's going to be people.
yeah, and you're absolutely correct. People probably will, because there are going to be people walking around in the square, I'm sure.
Yeah, that's my thought on that too, is there's no way that we're not going to stop people when it's a drive-through and you have people getting out of their cars, walking around the square for the lighting.
Right.
Okay.
And now you have cars driving through that are going to want the candy and kids coming across and dark and COVID. I feel that I have a gut feeling that the stockings are a mistake.
Okay, that's fine. That's why I asked.
It'll probably
So-
back up traffic too. I mean, how fast can we move?
Yeah. So, okay. Okay, so we will not do the stockings. And I think Wendy too said no on the stockings. So, okay, that's fine. So we won't do the stockings.
I do think it's something that we should explore for next year for sure.
Oh,
You know,
yeah, there's,
Yeah, okay.
Yeah,
I'm
well-
not against stockings full of candy for kids. I'm sorry.
we hopefully will be outside, right, Lisa?
Yeah,
next year?
I totally agree.
Okay.
Yeah, and I think we should keep that in mind for next year when we do design, because the idea was and I mean, this is kind of Zach's vision of it, was that they would be coming in from Drexel through that main square, and that's why the snowflakes and, the wow factor was coming into the clock tower from the, I believe that's-
Well, they will, but this is just an added thing, right? So people are going to be coming from all over, Kyle. They won't come, we can't force them to come down Main Street coming into the area. They're going to come from all over.
yeah,
So-
we were creating a drive through to it because we were trying to avoid
Yep.
people getting out of their cars. That was the thinking behind me.
Well, it wasn't, I didn't have the idea that this was going to be a drive-through thing. I had the idea that people were going to get out of their cars and walk around the square at their leisure and view the displays.
Right.
So a drive-through would have been more probably down at Lake Vista, or something like that. But with the square, I envisioned people getting out of their cars and walking around and viewing it at their leisure. So did everyone else think this was going to be a drive-through thing?
I meant when you said the stocking stuffers, but it doesn't matter because we're not.
That was just an extra thing, just a way of maybe possibly handing out stockings. And I figure since we're not having any gatherings, maybe we can just do it via the cars. Because there's other things like that that's going on in other communities where they have the cars, they do drive-throughs and they hand out things. So that's where I got that from. So okay, so we're not going to do the drive-through. So that's dead.
Well, and it will be a really nice add-on for next year. If this is as popular as I personally think it's going to be, next year we can expand it by doing the stockings full of candy. And I love the idea of the light wands or something light up that we could hand out. And I definitely think we should keep that on our radar for the 2021.
Yeah. So yes, but keep in mind, guys, this isn't the first year we've given out stockings. We've done it in the past.
Oh, yeah, but this is the first, I think this event is just a little bit different than a typical.
Oh, for
tree
sure.
lighting.
For sure. For sure. All of the events, even the 4th of July, you know, I mean, that was different as well. So okay, cool. So we're gonna scratch that. I did meet with a gentleman from B93.3 named Larry to talk about their Christmas program that they do. It's a Christmas station. It's already started. So they've started playing Christmas music, but he had learned about what we were doing, and usually they're at the Chris Kindle Market, but of course that got canceled, so they're no longer there. And what they do, let me open up some of these things. They have letters to Santa. So this is the mailbox that they put out, and then there's a sign here that talks about, you know, what to do and everything. So kids are on the side here will be a holder with letters with paper, so that the kids can write a letter to Santa, and they would drop it in this mailbox. Larry comes every day, every other day, to grab the letters out of there, and he personally responds to them. So he asked if we would be interested in, because he heard about what we were doing, and he lives actually here in Oak Creek. So he asked if we would be interested in him setting this up here this year. So here you can see there's a little girl dropping her letter.
I like that.
I do too.
And then here's the sign, send a letter to Santa. So it'll be different because you're not stepping into the timber tent. There's no tent.
Yeah.
So it would be a little bit different. And then what happens is we get advertising through the month. It starts November 24th and it goes through December 20th. So on their station, they would push people to the square to view the lights and to drop off letters to Santa.
Carolyn, give me those dates again. November 24th to December what?
20th, 20.
Okay. And Larry, who is the?
Let me see if I can.
I know it's B93, and then I'm assuming they come and set the box up.
Yes.
Okay, so
Yes.
we really don't have to do anything.
No.
Is send a letter to Santa though something that we would like to add to the banners and postcards, or are we just gonna let the
No.
advertising do its work?
Yeah, we're gonna let that. It's too late to add that. He just called me a couple days ago, or last week actually, to meet this week. So it's too late. We'd be sending Savage back to the drawing board.
Oh,
with
not
this.
a problem. I just, you know,
So
if it does continue into next year, something to think about.
yeah. We'll see, because like I said, he's normally down at or participate at the Chris Kindle Market, and because it got canceled, he reached out to us to see if we would want him to participate. Now there is a fee to this. So typically what happens is they come out and they do giveaways, they set up tables, they have people there getting people all fired up and things, and they would have well, we would probably set up a tent, but then the kids could write their letters there, they would help them and things like that. So it's a big deal for them, okay? So normally it's $2,800 for them to come out, but because they are not gonna come out, then it's $1,800 for them to do this for that whole month. And then the constant advertising on the radio station.
I think it's a no-brainer. Love it.
And
Yeah,
are they gonna supply the paper
they
and?
supply
like-
everything.
okay.
It'll be like,
Perfect.
it would be so blind to us. They do everything.
I like
It
the
does get
PR.
more. Go ahead, Courtney.
Oh, I was just gonna say, I like the PR that it's going to bring to the square too.
Mhm,
That's where I was going as well.
Perfect.
right.
The people that live there might not. Get a lot of traffic.
Do we have
Yeah.
to decide on a location for it, or is that something that Larry and B93 work with the city on? Is there any decisions that need to be made there?
Well, no, I told him that once everything was up, that I would meet him in the square and find the best spot for it. He does need to chain it to a pole because he doesn't want anyone to walk off with the mailbox. But if you guys have any ideas, feel free to shoot them to me as to where you think.
Well, I think we could talk about that next week when we are at the test run.
Okay.
Yeah, Kyle,
So-
I would, sorry, say
Go ahead.
Kyle would know that because the main part when they walk up is coming from the north. So then Kyle would kind of know where they could place it for when they're coming into the square.
Yeah. And you guys have opinion in this as well, right? So. So here's the paper that would be there. And then we can put our logo on here. We can put Martin Law's logo on here. I'll leave that up to you guys to decide what you think. Or we can ask them to do half and half or something, you know. So, or maybe he
Nice
can
to
even
see
put both.
the
on there.
city logo and the Martin Law Office logo there. That'd be awesome.
Yeah, I would ask him if he can put both on there. So I have to make sure that you guys are all okay with moving forward with this because I have to contact him tonight to let him know that yay or nay. So, and then I have to provide him a lot of information.
This is
So I need
Patty.
time to work on it.
Yeah, I think it's a great idea also. And I think it's a big improvement or an added benefit for Martin Law because
Yeah.
nobody had an idea this was going to happen.
Yeah,
I'm sure they'll like it.
I think so too. I mean, the goal is to get Martin Law to do this sponsorship each year, right? I mean, it would be nice to have someone who would come in and sponsor this event for us each year. So what we want to do is make sure that we can deliver on our end. So that's what I'm shooting for here.
Well, I'll move to approve it.
Okay.
I'll second.
Okay, cool.
Pretty square.
So then here, oh, that's not it. Sorry. Here is the letter. So they do have to send their email in, okay? So that's how he's responding because he said this can get very overwhelming and just to write and mail all this would be a lot. So what he does is he emails they put their email on here and he emails their response. And he said it takes time. He said because he reads every letter and he gives the kids, you know, points about, you know, being respectful and, you know, doing the right thing. And then he says sometimes kids ask for like dogs and cats and things like that. And he's like, he has to be careful that he's not promising that they're going to get that because that's, of course, right on the parents. And if it doesn't happen, then shame on Santa for making those promises. So, but he takes the time and he goes through each letter from the kids and he responds, personally addresses them. which is why he's there every day or every 2 days grabbing letters so that he has time to keep up. Actually, he said every day. So, okay. And then I just want to make sure there was one more. This is the PowerPoint, and I'll send this stuff to you guys so you'll have it. But this is just the PowerPoint. So what he did is he went in, he added Drexel Town Square on here. Oh, is Larry Kangas?
Yeah, I just got that. Thank you.
Okay, yeah. So this is all just their promotional stuff, right? They kind of talked about what they're doing in the audience and things like that. So, but this would be catered to us, to Drexel Town Square, to Light the Square. So, which is why I have to send him a lot of information. Okay. Okay. Cool. Any questions around any of that? Okay.
I like it.
Cool. Okay, let me go back. No, agenda. Okay. So we're not going to do the stocking. So basically, you guys, the lights are just going to come on at 5:30 on December 2nd, and 5:30 each day after. And again, at your leisure, you just walk through Drexel Town Square, view the lights. You can stop over at Cubanitas for free chocolate, hot chocolate. The other restaurants will definitely be open for whatever. One of the things Larry said too is that we can also, kind of put in a little, thing about stop at Pizza Man, Cubanitas, or Bel Air, have dinner, lunch, or whatever. So whatever we decide we want to do, we can do that. I'm going to reach out to Martin Law tomorrow, now that I have all this information, give them an update. And what I want their marketing person to do is to come up with their own little advertisement, promotional thing for themselves that he would read to on the radio. So he has no problem doing that at all. So, which is good publicity.
Have we thought about anything with GG Cupcakes by chance?
No, like what?
Well, for like Halloween, I went there and they had I think it was a boo box is what they called it, and it was really cool. It was all mini cupcakes, and they were all designed, for Halloween, and it was like, it was really cool, and it was really kind of a hit. And so I think that, if we talk to them and say, hey, we're doing this event, if you guys want to get in on it, then maybe they could come up with like a light up the square box or something for the, cupcakes or whatever that's there.
Yeah. So so each of the restaurants are notified that this event is happening. They all have a calendar of everything that's taken place in the square, and an opportunity to reach out to who's ever running it to participate. So they know that they have that option to do that. But because we were not going to we weren't going to have any large gatherings or any type of gathering there, it's going to be on the restaurants to basically do their own thing. It's just that I needed a venue for the hot chocolate, which I thought was a nice little thing for the kids to give them something. And Cubanitas is a really, really good partner with the city on our event. So I just reached out to them to do it. So, but Kyle, you're more than welcome to reach out personally to Gigi's Cupcakes and ask them if they would like to participate in some sort of way. Okay.
We plan on giving the bulletins or whatever to the restaurants and the businesses that are there.
So the city passes out to them calendars of events that's happening in Drexel Town Square. Excuse
Well,
me.
you showed us the thing you were gonna put up in the window in the businesses. You were saying that the light up the square from Saturday.
You mean the posters?
Yeah, I'm sorry, the posters. That's what I meant.
Yeah. Yep, the businesses are gonna get posters. Yeah.
When do they get those?
So hopefully I'll have them in hand when we meet next week, Wednesday, Kyle, and then I'll make sure I'll give you some.
Okay, yeah, if anything, that'd be a good kind of talking point, like, hey, this is the event going on, and then I can kind of, break it in there and tell my sis, kind of go from there.
Yeah. Yep. So, okay. And even if I don't have them, because my goal is to have them, but I can't, my hands are tied because another company is actually doing them, not me. So even if I don't have them, you still can go in there and say, hey, this is what we're doing. And I mean, this just as well as anybody else, what we're doing. So you can go in there and promote it and let them know that you drop off a poster as soon as they're ready. And some postcards too that people can take with them. So that's for everyone. That's for everyone. So, okay. Is there anything else with the Light the Square? Okay. Okay, so we're moving on to item number 6 now, which is the community Easter egg hunt. So I wanted to, sorry, looking for my phone here. We got to get, so the acorn is due. Like now, Leslie is giving me a couple extra days after this meeting to get the information to her. And the next event would be the Easter egg hunt. Okay, so typically what we do is we have the Easter egg hunt 2 weeks prior to Easter. Easter, I believe, is the 18th, April 18th. No, when is Easter? Is it the 4th? It's the 4th. Oh, it's early this year. Well, a little early. So it's April 4th of 2021. So what we would do then is plan on having the Easter egg hunt. And I'm looking at March 20th. Is that a conflict with anyone that you know of today? Is everyone okay with it being March 20th? Shooting for that. Now, if our COVID numbers are up and there's no gatherings, then more than likely we won't have it. But we have to move forward as if we are going to have the events. And then when the time comes, then we can make the decision to cancel. So.
I'm good with setting it as a tentative date. Unless something changes very quickly, I think it will be a canceled event. But I agree that it should at least be tentatively set for public record.
I agree.
I agree as well.
I do too.
Thanks. Okay. James, Kyle, do you guys have any reason why not?
No, I think you have to set it, the date. I would just wonder if you could put something in there that, like this is the date, depending on what happens or something like that.
Yeah.
So people don't try and hold you to it.
Yeah, right.
I think we did that didn't we do that for the winter? There's a disclaimer in the acorn. I'm looking for mine. Mine's sitting here. I think it's already included in there. Sorry, I'm pulling it out just to look.
Okay. But we can definitely add something to alongside of the information that we're providing about the Easter egg hunt, just letting them know that, the event subject to be canceled or something. And Leslie, I would let Leslie come up with the right wording for that so that it's, within city guidelines.
Okay, so in the Acorn,
Yeah.
there's a disclaimer in there that says the dates and times listed are considered tentative and are subject to cancellations,
Okay.
changes, or rescheduling. Please consult the city's website and social media for the most up-to-date information. So I think that's covered in there.
Okay. Okay, cool. So I think that's good enough. Where is it at, Lisa? Like in the beginning?
So the disclaimer is actually on the city calendar page.
Okay.
Of the winter acorns on page 4, and then our events are listed within that calendar. And then on page 5, it has the trick or treat and the light the square event,
Okay.
just for the current acorn. So I
Okay.
really feel that if somebody really gave us a hard time, we could reference the book.
Okay. Good. As long as it's there, I think we're good to go. So, okay, I lost you guys. Sorry, I lost you guys somewhere here. Anyway, how do I get you guys back? Anyway, okay. So I think we're good. I think we're good here. I don't have anything else about anything else on the agenda for tonight. Did anyone think of anything as we move forward? They want to say anything?
The only other thing on the agenda is the next meeting is scheduled for December 10th.
Oh, sorry.
It's okay.
Should have put that on there. We more likely won't have a meeting in December because I don't think there's really a reason to have a meeting. It's our last event. It will be going on, doing its thing. So there's nothing really to go. Thanks, Kevin. There's nothing really to probably discuss at that time. So unless
So
there's
for the
someone,
notes, so for purposes of the notes, then I'll just put the next meeting would be January 14th.
yes, thank you.
Okay.
Thank you. So December, we typically get together for dinner or gathering or Christmas thing. But because of COVID, of course, that's not going to happen. So, and you guys, to be honest with you, I just see this going in through the springtime. So anyway, okay. Any questions, comments? All right. And we need to adjourn. Need a motion.
A motion to adjourn.
A second.
James seconded.
Okay. Guess we'll see you guys next
All
Wednesday.
right. See you next Wednesday.
Oh, but you know what? Just one last thing. I'm sorry. I sent
I adjourned.
everyone on this call an electronic invitation for next Wednesday, just so it was at least out there. And then Kyle, for you, if you want to add our city friends into that, you can add them into the electronic invitation.
You are fancy.
Yeah, I saw that came through. I wasn't sure if that was Kevin or if that was who it was.
No, it was me. Did it? I hope it came from I think it came from my personal email.
It did. I just didn't. I saw it come through and I went, oh, okay.
Yeah, thank you,
Okay.
Lisa.
Thanks, everyone. Have a good night.